This is a quick dog walk video along the hedgerows, just showing you some of the things that I collect. And the first thing we've got here are rose hips, but these are the small rose hips, so I collect the much larger rose hips earlier in the year, and I've collected enough of those this year that I don't have to bother with the small fiddly rose hips. Now I know this tree that we stood next to here is a bullance tree, very small, plums, much sweeter than the sloes or damsons, but this is again almost at the end of its season now, so the only plums we can get are either on the floor or very high up there. And the branches, without me climbing, are too thick to shake. The brambles haven't been good this year, due to that hot spell, I think. So these ones are just about finished now. There are some others that are a bit later, but these are more or less finished. We've made plenty of bramble and apple pies though. Still got some brambles from last year. Last year was a really good year. Anyway, we better press on. That is exactly the amount of traffic I like to see. Well, perhaps not that much. More that much. Right, one thing we haven't passed on this little walk so far are conkers, and there are plenty of conkers about, but unfortunately ordinarily you cannot eat conkers. They've got a poison in them, but I believe that poison is partially water soluble. Probably hear the traffic noise now. We're right next to a main road. There we go, you can just see through the trees. Vehicles going past. Yeah, so conkers, we've not seen any conkers. Horse chestnut. Now those red berries there on that tree are the mountain ash or rowan. Now, as they're poisonous because they've contain, I believe it's oxalic acid, but I'm not sure on that. Anyway, cooking them does destroy the acid, so once you cook those rowan berries, you can make a sauce out of them. So there's plenty about. We've got willow here. Willow, which if I had a bit of a headache, I mean, usually you take the bark, but I just chew a few leaves sometimes if I feel like it. This is the poplar, the white poplar. Another good bow drill material, the poplar and the willow. Both together there. We've got willow here. Look at that, that's the next year's catkins. And then the poplar with these little silvery leaves. The dog off to. Will you come off there? It's a piece of polythene. Green piece of polythene. She's gone over to investigate. She does like investigating things. I've only walked a few more paces and already we're on to our next harvest. And I have got these previously to make flour with, acorns. But you can't use it on its own as flour, it won't bind together. So you've got to mix it with a bit of normal flour. Make some acorn bread. So this time of year, if you were really having to rely on your own foraging, it would be a very, very busy time of year. There's more hawthorn, there's plenty of hawthorn about, and there's different types of hawthorn, some of it's bigger than others. Or rose hips. So, the neglected hedgerows. And a lot of these fields, rather than being turned into bigger fields, oh, there's some elderberry. The elderberry's a bit past it now. That was very early this year. Well, I don't know. You see, it's starting to wizen up now. A lot of the berries are missing. Birds probably had them. And that, you just can't look. Right next to sloes. Right next to sloes. Now, what I do, these aren't particularly... we have got some bigger sloes than these, but not in this location. Very bitter. We have had our first frost already. Better after a frost. But if you hold them in your mouth for a while, then they're not so bitter. Keep them in your mouth for quite a while. So here we've got... well, we've got elderberry up... we've got elderberry up there. We've got rosehip. We've got sloes. And then we've got hawthorn, although there's no berries on that hawthorn. We've got nettles down there. You can eat nettles, although don't eat the very old nettles, just eat the younger leaves. And there would have been plenty of goosegrass, but well, there is, look, you can see it, but it's all dead now. All the goosegrass is dead. You can eat that, but that's very bitter as well. More sloes. Sloes there. The dog's eating the grass. Bit of litter. Litter there. Plenty of litter. We do a litter pick every now and again. We're not doing one at the moment. Plenty of sloes. Brambles there. There's brambles flower in there. Bramble flowers. But the brambles have not been good this year. Plenty more elderberries. As I say, the elderberries are past now, a bit like the brambles. More hawthorn in there. Hawthorn. So I'll pop these in my mouth. We'll eat them. These nettles here are fairly young. We'd eat them. Gosh, you can make string out the nettles, but it's quite tedious. This field has been harvested, then it's been ploughed, and it's been tilled, and then it's been drilled. So there's the seed ready to grow for next year. But what the combine hasn't got is some wheat along the hedge line. been unable to get that because they've put fencing up to build houses. So we can take a bit of that, make some biscuits. So here we are with the yew tree, and yew is another poisonous tree, but apparently, I say apparently, the berry of the yew is edible. And it is indeed very sweet. But don't eat the pip, because the pip will be poisonous. It's very sticky. See that? I tried to throw it away, but it stuck to my thumb. It's very sticky. Sticks to things. A bit like the, what is it? That parasitical plant that grows on trees. Mistletoe. Sticky. So, I can't believe that there's not some of that poison in the berry. So I'm not going to eat too many of them, but they are sweet. And sticky. Very sticky. So we're not going to eat too many of the yew. Right, well this pretty much marks the end of our walk along the hedgerows, because I get out through here and then through the housing estate back home. But this is pretty much my walk every single day, varied slightly. So, I will catch you all in the next one. Right, well I'm just walking back along a fairly busy road, which I don't really like doing, but it does have its advantages, and I'll show you what that advantage is when I get off the road into a quiet spot, because I didn't have time flapping about in the road at the time with the speed of the traffic. Right, so we're off the main road then. I'll show you what the bonus is. Well, you probably guessed it already. There we go. Small rabbit off the road. A little bonus for me and the dog. So we're on the home straight back now. So I'll leave it there.